go. Right, so we have Chalk in the bottom side of the screen. We have AzureSky in the top side. Hunter has been used by Chalk, and AzureSky has already used his Rogue. So let me actually pull up AzureSky here. AzureSky still has his Warrior, which he's playing right now, and his Mage. And if we're looking at Chalk, he's already used his Hunter, so he still has his Druid, which he's playing, and his Warrior. Okay, right on. At least we got something to do here. I'm hoping that everything is working out. Let's see. I think everything is. Everything seems to be working. I hope that you guys can now see the match as well. Yes, here we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right, so we are already pretty deep into game number 3. You can see how strong the Warrior has become. Up to 20 armor right now. On the flip side though, Chalk as the Druid is just waiting for his opportunity to take down his opponents. Just taking a little bit longer than he had hoped. Baron Geddon, we have Brawl, we have Big Game Hunter, of course available, Execute, Slash Belcher and Alex Straza. I would expect Baron Geddon to be entering the board pretty soon. Or, well, AzureSky, he can also just play it very safe and just armor it up for now and just say, okay, well, good luck with whatever you are doing right now. So, Cenarius coming into Chalk's hand. He can use it to get some taunt buddies onto the battlefield, but the issue with that, of course, being that, well, it looks like the game is pretty much over for Chalk here. He's dealing with Harrison Jones, he's dealing with the Big Game Hunter, he's also dealing with the Sludge Belcher. Okay, they can get some damage down, but other than that, things aren't looking all that good. And now also the Shield Slam, deal 1 damage to a minion for each armor you have. Well, he has 24 armor. That's 1 dead tree. That's 22 damage overkill right there. Well played. AzureSky wins with his Warrior and will be using his Mage for the final bout. And it looks like we're actually ready to head into game 3 pretty soon. So actually, come on, there we go. So he has used his Warrior. We're just going to be waiting until we are jumping into the next match. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are also waiting for the other side of the brackets, and I'm hoping that we can actually get this game underway as fast as possible. So things are heating up already. We have a Hunter down on the side of Chalk. We have the Rogue and the Warrior down on the side of his opponent, AzureSky. AzureSky now using his Mage, and is that a Garrosh, a Golden Garrosh? That is indeed a Golden Garrosh. So there we go. Here we go. In any case though, that's a Golden Garrosh, which means that, well, he's been playing a lot of Garrosh, that's for certain. I believe that you need 1,000 games to become Golden. That's quite a bit. For now though, as we're looking through his initial hand, Armorsmith of course coming out for Chalk. It's going to make him very powerful against most of the aggro decks. In this case, the Mage Mech deck that we're looking at. Sky could be AzureSky, I don't know. And the coin also coming out, that's going to be allowing the Spider Tank to come into the battlefield as well. So for now, Chalk and AzureSky just setting up their early game, and we're most likely going to be seeing a, well, Chalk as a Warrior should have a pretty good matchup against an aggro deck such as the Mage aggro deck. Reason of course being that he can just sit back and keep getting more and more armor, whereas as AzureSky or AzureSky or whatever you would like to call him, I'm a little bit unsure. It could be Azure. We'll just go with AzureSky. he's setting up for a little bit, but still quite far. Has lost quite a few resources just based off those initial turns. You can see that Chalk is just going to make use of the fact that he started first, and is now going to put down a little bit of the damage here. Whirlwind coming out as well. Cruel Taskmaster going to take out the Annoyatron, and I doubt that there's going to be an attack from Chalk, as AzureSky now will be able to drop his piloted shredder. Why are those cards upside down? That's completely unnecessary. Well, I don't know. I would say flip the table, and then we'll see it. I can actually click on these things. You can actually break them after a while. If you click them more than often enough, it actually breaks. Here we go. That's one. I don't know if it actually completely shatters. I don't think so. Still, pilot the shredder. Cruel Taskmaster is there. If he wants, he could go for it with the Cruel Taskmaster, but opts to just go for the standard attack here. This is a mana rate. All minions cost one more. It's actually not that bad at this point. It's actually not that bad, given the fact that he might want to just pop his Cruel Taskmaster and deal 4 damage to AzureSky, and then drop a armor up as well. So that's a very valid possibility. He's going to be saving that mind control deck for a little bit. This is also something that we don't see too often in warrior decks. But then again, if you are going to be... I'm curious what his plan is. Yeah, he's not going to save this one. He's just going to be popping the Cruel Taskmaster maybe next turn to amplify the damage onto his mind control deck. Oh my word. I'm a little bit confused at the amount of... it's 500 ranked games. Okay, it's 500 ranked games for Golden. I was under the impression it was 1000, but apparently that's not the case. And Harvest Golem, also having the mech type these days, has always been a very good card. I mean, he always comes with a second version of himself, and for 3 mana getting 4 toughness worth of creatures as well as 4 attack worth of creatures. It's definitely not that bad at all. So Spider Tank once again coming into play. Rusty Horn could be used if needed. I doubt it though. I rather expect, yes, like this, I expect them to fill up the board completely in order to deal with Chalk. Right, so Shield Slam is available. We have Armor Smith, the Cruel Taskmaster. With 7 mana, he can actually do something akin to that, and that's basically get the armor up via his hero power, get the Shield Slam down on Annoyatron if needed. Or you just use the Cruel Taskmaster. And also that's a little bit scary. Yeah, okay, you don't want to use the Cruel Taskmaster on your enemy's Annoyatron because it would make it a little bit more powerful. On the side of AzureSky, though, he has a Fireball, Rusty Horn, and the Black Knight in hand, given the fact that there aren't all that many taunt creatures in Chalk's deck. It's going to be sitting on the sidelines for quite a while, but once it does, it's going to be huge. Execute, now being drawn here by Chalk, could theoretically just take out this Spider Tank. Well, will actually take it out. As the Shield Slam will most likely be taking out this 3/2 Hawkmaster. Actually, he's saving the Shield Slam for a little bit longer. Wants to keep that in his hand. And also, Think Down Technician, if you have a mech, get +1/+1 and add a spare part to your hand. It gets the emergency coolant, there we go, to freeze up Sylvanas Death Runner for now. Windrunner, sorry, not Death Runner. But the issue is, well, it is the warrior deck, and warrior deck just with Alexstrasza immediately burning AzureSky for 15 points of damage. That's nothing to scoff at, definitely. So, AzureSky, he drew low tap. Might want to be dropping that one onto the battlefield. Fireball is also available, so maybe an attack with Harvest Golem onto Alexstrasza, fireballing the Harvest Golem. You're not going to give Alexstrasza Taunt, are you? no, that makes some sense. Click and hold on the crystal. Okay. So for now, it actually gives Alex Frost a taunt. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. The Black Knight, of course, coming out in this case. Yeah, I completely missed the interaction with the taunt mechanism. Very well played here by AzureSky, and Chalk is now once again on the back foot, but he will be able to get 10 armor if he so desires, and actually sending in Sylvanas Windrunner just to try and maybe get something special. I wouldn't be opposed. And actually, I would send Sylvanas into the Tinkertown Technician. If anything. Take out the Cogmaster with Shield Slam and send it into the Tinkertown Technician. That's a possibility. Because the best one, yes, she actually gets the best one, the Black Knight, out of the random number generator. And things are looking decent for Chalk here. His 15 health, well, make that 20 health that he has in order to fight back against AzureSky. That one's going to be taking out the Tinkertown Technician. And suddenly Chalk has a massive board position compared to AzureSky, who, well, has the mana to empty his entire hand. But whether he wants to do that, I sincerely doubt it. Low tap, while being a 5/5, will most likely die to the Shield Maiden. Unless the Fireball, of course, is directed at her. But that still means that the Black Knight can, and most likely will be, given a little bit of additional damage from the Cruel Taskmaster, taking out Lotep. Or, well, actually, turning it around a little bit. Okay, that's an interesting setup. A little bit risky, though, if things do go wrong. On the other hand, he did clear out the entire board, and now has a very valid board position. The reason why I say it might turn out a little bit bad would be, of course, when there was enough damage, but this way you take away any possibility that AzureSky had to get back into this game. So 15 damage on the board, 10. There we go. 10 damage on the board on the side of AzureSky. A few options. I don't know if he plays Pyroblast, but he can just go straight to the face if he so desires. These are some interesting setups that he can go for. Fury War Axe actually coming out for Chalk. Dr. Boom is a perfect draw for Chalk because it pretty much seals the deal onto AzureSky. And Chalk, let's see, he has to start clearing out some of these minions on the side of AzureSky because else he is going to be losing. So, let's see, he has a Fury War Axe that should allow him, well, first thing he needs to do is take out the mech. That would remove the Cogmaster's additional damage. Novice Engineer doesn't give him Battlecry though. Then he can take out the Pilotess Shredder, because it becomes a Brewmaster that allows Chalk to take out the Tinkertown, not Tinkertown, the Cogmaster. Getting the Boombots up, getting some armor up, 15 hit points. But he has to deal with the low tap and the youthful Brewmaster, and well, to be honest, he should be able to do so, depending on how things play out. Let's take a quick look at the board position here for AzureSky. He has 8 damage on the board. His opponent has 9, 11, 12 damage on the board. He needs to start clearing out some of that board position with his abilities. Of course, Tinkertown Technician coming into play. Doesn't have a mech, so that one is not going to be all that useful. And he's probably going to bank on the fact that maybe, is this going to be enough though? This is 10 damage. Yes, he's down to 15. So he will actually survive this turn, barely, depending on what happens on the side of AzureSky. So, correction, on the side of Chalk. So, Chalk could send in his Dr. Doom to deal with low tap, then send in one of his mini bots into the creatures here. See where that one goes. 4 damage onto that one. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. The only thing that AzureSky should be worried about is a Pyroblast, but I doubt that that's going to happen. I doubt that that is going to happen, to be honest. And that means that if there's no Pyroblast, well, there is a Dr. Boom, but he's down to 9. I think that's game. Dr. Boom actually won the game right there, just by virtue of his boom bots, and I would say that Chalk is going to be picking up game number 4 in this best of 5 series. That means we're going to be seeing the Mage deck facing Mech Mage deck facing off against the Druid deck, unless of course Chalk makes a misplay. I doubt that it will happen, or well, it's not going to happen. That's actually a very clever play there by AzureSky, hoping that the random number generator would take out Dr. Boom. But even that is not going to happen. So that is GG well played as they go into game number 5 of this best of 5. And I can actually upgrade the score now, because this is actually a lot of damage being dealt here to the Acolyte of Pain. Right, so let us get into game number 5. I'm currently waiting for the next game to start, as they are preparing to battle a friend. And that means that we're going to see the matchup between the Mech Mage deck and the Druid deck. And the Mech Mage deck, it got pretty close. It just needed one final push. That Boombot, if it actually hits Dr. Boom, it could have just turned around the entire game not for Chalk, but for his opponent AzureSky. But well, you know how that sometimes goes. You have to play into your outs. In this case, it just wasn't quite enough. So Druid against Mage deck, and we've been seeing a lot of the Druid decks coming out. Mostly they are ramp. I have not yet seen all that many in terms of aggro Druid decks. Or control Druid decks, just getting a lot of ramp in and just going for those big plays. And yeah, let's see what Chalk and AzureSky actually have set up for us. And well, we're still waiting for the next game to start. It takes a little bit longer than I'd hoped. There we go. Right. So let me actually just pull up the overlay. 2 and 2. Jaina versus Malfurion. And actually a pretty good start here for Chalk. He has Zombie Chow. He might want to toss away the Sledge Belcher. But given the fact that he's actually dealing with AzureSky, I'm kind of curious to see how this will play out. So, Chalk going to be dropping his Zombie Chow immediately. And Blood Mage Talon's being drawn here by AzureSky. It looks like the mad scientists are right there. This is a little bit of a defensive deck. Alright, so players are allowed to use any decks associated with the classes. Alright, so we're now seeing a Freeze Mage deck coming out of this fight here. That makes total sense. So, and the Druid deck going for, well, the standard Druid. He does have the Ancient of War, which is huge. It's almost indestructible. And, well, AzureSky just thinking about what he wants to be doing. Does he want to be sending his Mad Scientist directly into Chalk, or does he want to take out Zombie Chow and get himself some health back? I would imagine, or of course draw some cards, and especially given the fact that he hasn't taken all that much damage, drawing some cards, getting himself the card advantage that he so desires, means that not everything is set in stone just yet. So Senjin Shieldmaster giving Chalk a nice amount of defense here. Let's see what here we go. Here's the Pyroblast that AzureSky was looking for last game, but it was in a different castle. And well, now he has to make a choice. Does he want to send his Mad Scientist into the Shieldmaster, or does he just want to sit back and enjoy the show? So yeah, in this case, probably sending it into the Shieldmaster isn't that much of a bad idea. He gets an ice block in return. And gets some more damage down onto his opponent's minions. Probably Zombie Chow. Or he could opt to go for Blood Mage Talnos to get some additional, a little bit of additional damage in. Alright, so opting to deal a little bit of damage to Zombie Chow means that Zombie Chow can't attack the Mad Scientist without any form of, well, without dying. Meantime though, 1 damage onto the Mad Scientist, that's going to allow Chalk to actually use his shapeshift heroic power in order to take down the Mad Scientist. And of course going to allow the Sentient Shieldmaster to attack without issue, because well, Zombie Chow also was able to attack without any problems whatsoever. Secret goes down, that's the second secret, and that procs the Ice Barrier. So I don't think there's anything that breaks armor in this game other than damage. But yeah, I maybe could have done it the other way around. For now though, another Arcane Intellect on the side of AzureSky. Or at least he's considering it. And on the side of Chalk, well, he has some really big hitters here. We have Sylvanas, we have the Sneasel Shredder, which can be brought into play pretty soon. And at this point, well, Blood Mage Talnos is going to save him a little bit of damage, and if he dies, at the very least, he is going to get himself a nice card there. So, Sledge Belcher, pretty good against the Freeze Mage deck. And, well, it's going to give him the Explosive Sheep. And this time I know that it's only dealing damage to minions. Or winions. But Fireball onto Sylvanas is definitely not out of the equation just yet. Blizzard though, well, might be a little bit, you might want to save that a little bit longer and just pop the Fireball onto Sylvanas. But for now it gives him an additional turn and it will allow AzureSky to stick around for a little bit longer. Ancient of War now, getting himself a 5/10 health creature. It's pretty good. Only for 7 mana. It's almost impossible to get rid of without making use of the Doomsayer. So Flame Strike coming out here from AzureSky, maybe a little bit early. I would not know for sure, because well, looking at the Ancient of War, +5 health and taunts, and now also Sneasel Shredder also coming into play here. Things aren't looking too good for AzureSky. He's going to need a little bit of help here. Can he get there? Oh, he has 8 mana, can't quite cast Alexstrasza yet. But he does have a few options. He has Archmage and Tony does. Combining that with the Icelands will give him a second fireball. Other option, of course, being Doomsayer plus Icelands plus kill the ancient. Well, then you waste your fireball. So Archmage and Tony does. Icelands the Shredder, I guess. And then just say it's your turn. So yes, apparently this tournament allows for deck switching. Yes, I was also looking through the rules, but apparently if you select a class, you can use any deck type associated with that class. So yes, that is allowed. Alright, so for AzureSky, he has his Doomsayer combo on hand. At least he has one part of the Doomsayer combo. He needs the Frost Nova to finish it off. Which is why I was not really happy with the Blizzard a few turns ago, because Blizzard is one of those key cards that works so well with the Doomsayer. And in this case, Alexstrasza to the face, also not bad, bringing him down to 15. Pyroblast next turn is available. Ice Block, a double Ice Block might be enough actually for AzureSky to finish off Chalk here, because he has the Pyroblast. So depending on what's... why not drop Kel'Thuzad here? That would actually not be too bad. Drop Kel'Thuzad, Blingtron 3000, Battlecry, equip a random weapon for each player. Not really the best of the legendaries, to be honest, but you can now drop Kel'Thuzad and get back both your Ancient of War and your Sneasel Shredder. Or of course you can go for the Ancient of Lore. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities, but I would suspect that Kel'Thuzad is going to be entering the battlefield real soon. And it may, well, I'm a little bit curious on what Chalk wants to do here. So Ancient of Lore is going to be healing up Chalk for just a little bit more. It's going to put him out of direct burn range. But at the very least the Pyroblast is going to take him down very, very low. And actually with Frost Nova here and the Doomsayer, I would say go for Pyroblast to the face and then hope that he doesn't get another healing next turn. That's probably the best solution that you have right now. He has the double Fireball on hand. That's a magnificent amount of 12 damage. His opponent is currently on 11. If he uses the Shapeshift, he's not going to survive double Fire Blast, but Ancient of Lore is going to allow him to hit an additional 5 health right there. Which brings him up to 17. That's not too bad. It's pretty decent to say the least. But at the very least, together with what has been played before, things are looking pretty decent here for AzureSky. He has a few options though. He can now drop the Frost Nova and the Doomsayer, Fireball his opponent, and see what comes out of that. And actually, that's not really a bad idea per se, because it will allow him to just drop the Fireball now, save him a little bit of damage later on. Or just deal some damage. That's also not too shabby. So, Doomsayer plus the Loot Hoarder, that's going to be allowing them both to, well, it's at least going to allow the Doomsayer to just explode and blow the entire place sky high. Of course, Dr. Boom is also there. And given that, given the fact that secrets do not activate on your own turn, this might be perfect. Secrets don't activate on your own turn. Attacking AzureSky and assuming that he does not have an ice barrier, well, which means that he has an ice block. If this is double 4, this is game over. Let's see what the Doombots do. That was incredibly close. Almost insta wipe here for AzureSky, who now has to deal with 17 points of damage in just a few seconds. So he has the Ice Lance, he has the Ice Barrier, so he could survive a little bit longer. Maybe drop the Ice Barrier as, next to his Ice Block. Let's see. Acolyte of Pain, draw a card from the Fireball to your own face, get the Ice Barrier up, and hope for the best. And this is exactly what he needed to draw. He needed to draw that one. So Fireball to the face, that's 6 damage, takes him down to 10, actually to 11. Then an additional 6 will take him down to, well, take him down to 5, maybe 6. And then with Frostbolt and Ice Lance, this is game. So this is game. AzureSky has the damage on hand as long as he notices what he needs to do. He needs to cast Fireball, Frostbolt and Ice Lance in succession. And then it is GG, no re. As, well, the Ice Block is going to keep AzureSky alive for just long enough. Right, so, well, at least assuming AzureSky sees it. I doubt that he isn't going to see it, but even if he doesn't see it, he can always just go Fireball, another Ice Block, and win that way. But this is completely game. Fireball to the face, that's 6 damage. Frostbolt to the face, that's another 3. And then finally Ice Lance for the kill as AzureSky wins 3-2 against Chalk. Congratulations!